Since 1949, DMS Powders has been the largest global supplier of both atomized and milled ferrosilicon. DMS products are used in the diamond industry, iron ore mining and scrap steel recovery. Our products are produced with proven technology and precision, time after time. DMS Powders is the recognized global leader in the production, distribution and marketing of dense media ferrosilicon powders. We are a solutions-driven company, and our strategy is to develop, produce, market and supply mineral separation products and services to the global mining and mineral processing industries. The DMS Powders production facility is classified as an industrial site located in Meyerton. The facility consists mainly of the following areas: raw material handling, 2 processing plants referred to as the M9 and M8 plants. The M9 plant has 1 submerged electric arc furnace, whilst the M8 plant is equipped with 2 induction furnaces. Dispatch area and product warehouse, laboratory and research and development plant, engineering building and stores, and an operations building. The operational process starts off with the receiving of raw materials. The raw material handling area is equipped with a weigh bridge to weigh all incoming materials as well as the dispatched final product. Raw materials received include coke, coal, quartz, steel shavings and steel scrap. Most of these raw materials are stored in the storage bunkers. Steel shavings are sifted and chipped into smaller pieces and stored for later use. We produce ferrosilicon powders by means of 2 processes. The first process involves the reduction and dilution process at the M9 submerged arc furnace, which smelt a raw material composition into a molten metal, tapped into ladles and granulated with a high-pressure water spray system, dried and then milled. The second process includes the dilution process at the M8 induction furnaces, where steel scrap is smelted and reduced into ferrosilicon with a very high silicon content, tapped and then atomized with a very high-pressure water spray system to form atomized ferrosilicon powder. The dispatch warehouse contains both milled and atomized products produced in readiness for it to be dispatched. Different packaging items are used: 125 kg, 250 kg and 1 and 2 ton bags. Both the 125 and 250 are stored on pallets, whereas the other packaging can either be bagged loose or on pallets. All products are loaded either in containers or on trucks, thereafter weighed out at the weigh bridge and dispatched to the applicable customer. Both the lab and R&D plant is situated on the eastern side of the DMS plant. The lab is responsible for analyzing the chemical and physical composition of raw materials and final products. In addition, it also monitors the DMS plant area water quality upstream and downstream. The R&D facility, which is under construction, will produce special powders to give DMS Powders a competitive advantage with regards to its product range. The engineering building comprises of various facilities for the engineering staff, including workshops and a stores area, which receives and issues plant equipment and other commodities. The operation building provides office facilities for various departments. At DMS Powders, we are committed to produce quality dense media ferrosilicon products in a prompt and sustainable manner, according to customer requirements and within the expected product specification. Health, safety, environment, quality and community responsibilities are integral to the way we do business. We commit to continual improvement in performance, efficient use of natural resources, customer satisfaction, and we aspire to zero harm to people and the environment. We recognize our responsibility and wish to create a healthy, safe and productive working environment for all our stakeholders. We welcome all employees, visitors and contractors to our site. Your safety is our priority. If you are uncertain of anything, please do not hesitate to ask your host. After this induction, you will be allowed to enter the site under the guidance of a DMS Powders employee or authorized person. You are granted access to the site as a visitor or to perform an inspection. Here are some basic rules that you need to be aware of and adhere to. Stay with your host at all times. Do not enter the site on your own or wander away from your host while on site. If there is anything specific you would like to view, kindly ask your host. The compulsory minimum PPE for our site includes safety hat, safety glasses, hearing protection, dust mask, gloves, long sleeve denim jacket, long denim trousers, and safety shoes. In addition to these minimum PPE requirements, specialized requirements must be adhered to as indicated by information boards or by your host. An example of these may be woolen or tap jackets in hot metal areas. No alcohol, drugs or other intoxicating substances are allowed to be brought on site, and the consumption of any of these substances are strictly prohibited on site. Random testing will be conducted to ensure compliance. You are likely to come across moving machinery such as forklifts, front-end loaders, heavy vehicles, tractors, etc. Although attempts are made to ensure that drivers operate the machinery safely, as employees or pedestrians, we too have a responsibility. Be vigilant when working around moving machinery. Ensure that you can be seen by the driver. Always make use of the pedestrian crossings. Be wary of the blind spots. Acknowledge notices, signs and convex mirrors. In some areas, equipment may automatically start. Therefore, regard all equipment as operational. Overhead crane activities are crucial in the DMS plant. Do not walk underneath a suspended load. Slings may fail, resulting in injuries or fatalities. Do not distract the crane driver, as he or she may lose sight of the load and cause accidents. Practice sound attitude and behavior. Don't text or talk on a cell phone while walking or driving. Don't take shortcuts. Litters should only be disposed in the correct disposal bin. Cameras and other recording devices are not allowed to be brought on site or to be used without prior written permission. Obey all safety notices and signs. Due to the high-risk nature of furnace operation and handling of hot metal using the overhead cranes, employees and visitors must be observant during those activities. Most of the equipment, material and surfaces are linked to furnace operations. Expect it to be hot and wear gloves for protection in these areas. Avoid furnace areas because of the potential for furnace eruptions and hot metal splashes, especially during tapping and granulation activities. Do not be hasty when ascending or descending staircases. Ensure appropriate footwear and ensure that your shoelaces are tight. Shoes are to be free from oil and grease. Do not skip individual stairs, hold onto the handrails, and pay attention to footings and surroundings. It is important to report any incident to your host. This will enable us to take action to mitigate the potential impacts. In the event of an emergency evacuation, a continuous high-pitched siren will be activated. Follow the instructions given by your host, evacuate the site, and report to the emergency assembly point as directed to you by your host. Thank you for visiting DMS Powders and your attention during our visitors' induction. Think safety, work safely.